Hey everyone! Today we're going to learn about articles in English grammar, a, an, and the, through an exciting real-life story. Stay tuned and let's have fun learning together. The incredible journey of the Titanic. On the night of April 14th, 1912, the world witnessed one of the most famous maritime tragedies in history. The Titanic, a magnificent and luxurious ship, was sailing across the Atlantic Ocean on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, to New York City. People called it the unsinkable ship, and many believed it was the greatest ship ever built. Among the passengers was a young girl named Eva Hart. She was only 7 years old and was traveling with her parents in the second-class section of the ship. Eva was fascinated by the grand staircase, the huge dining hall, and the endless ocean outside her window. It felt like a dream to be on such a marvelous journey. As the night fell, passengers enjoyed a grand dinner, and the musicians played beautiful music in the lounge. But deep in the ocean, an enormous iceberg was floating in the ship's path. The Titanic was moving at a high speed, and although the crew saw the iceberg, it was too late to change course. At 11:40 p.m., the ship struck the iceberg, and a loud crashing sound echoed through the decks. At first, many passengers did not realize the danger. Some continued to talk and laugh, believing the ship was too strong to sink. But soon, the reality became clear. Water was rushing into the lower compartments, and the ship began to tilt. The crew quickly prepared the lifeboats, but there weren't enough for everyone. Eva's father woke her up and told her and her mother to get dressed quickly. "You must go on a lifeboat," he said. Eva's mother held her hand tightly as they were guided toward the deck. Women and children were being placed into the lifeboats first, while many men, including Eva's father, had to stay behind. As she stepped into a lifeboat, Eva looked back at her father one last time. He waved and smiled, but she never saw him again. As the lifeboat lowered into the freezing water, Eva saw the Titanic in its final moments. The massive ship was breaking apart, and the lights flickered before disappearing into the dark sea. The passengers in the water cried for help, but the lifeboats could not save everyone. It was a terrifying and heartbreaking scene. Hours later, the survivors were rescued by the Carpathia, a nearby ship that had rushed to help. Eva and her mother made it to New York, but their lives were changed forever. She would never forget the bravery of her father and the tragic night when the Titanic sank. Even today, the story of the Titanic reminds us of the importance of safety, preparation, and respect for nature's power. Many of the lessons learned from the disaster led to new safety rules for ships, ensuring that the tragedy would never be repeated. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap to remind ourselves of everything we've learned in this video. We use A before consonant sounds. A dream. It felt like a dream to be on such a marvelous journey. A young girl. Among the passengers was a young girl named Eva Hart. A lifeboat. You must go on a lifeboat, he said. We use an before vowel sounds. An enormous iceberg. But deep in the ocean, an enormous iceberg was floating in the ship's path. We used the before specific things. The Titanic. Eva saw the Titanic in its final moments. The Carpathia. Hours later, the survivors were rescued by the Carpathia.
Yeah!